Hey, I'm Sarah.
Hey, I'm Raven.
Hey, I'm Oliver.
Hey, I'm Susannah.
And this is
City Culture.
Welcome to City Culture.
Oh my gosh, this is episode 3.
Finally.
Woo, woo,
Ready
woo.
for these guests? I'm Sarah Karkish,
And I'm Raven Nettles.
and we are here today with Susannah Snyder and Oliver Preus.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey,
Howdy.
guys.
All right, we're going to take a minute and have you guys introduce yourselves so our guests can understand how wonderful y'all are and why you're even here today. Who wants to go first?
Susanna.
Okay,
Let's go
I'll go
first.
Give us
first.
a little background of who you are
Okay.
and why you are here today.
Okay.
And it's got to be more than because you're awesome.
Okay. I
Okay.
can do this.
Ready, set, go.
Okay. So I am Susannah Snyder. I'm from Ocean Springs, and I grew up in Ocean Springs. I went to high school in Biloxi, and I moved back to Ocean Springs after college, and I've been working over here since then. I work downtown at Hillier House. So I know a lot of y'all not from working at Hillier House, but I see y'all downtown all the time because we're all downtown.
Right.
And I'm also the board president at The Lord Is My Help, our community soup kitchen and food pantry, which is right here in downtown Ocean Springs. I'm also a board member of FACE, the Friends of Arts, Culture, and Education. And I am just in Ocean Springs a lot. And I see y'all's wonderful faces, and big fan of y'all's show.
Well,
And what you
thank
do.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Well, we are very appreciative of all that you do too. That's like a bio of who you are, but who you are to our community and all the relationships that you have with everyone. You're a leader,
Thank you.
and we'll get into that more later. But you are amazing, and we're very happy to have you.
Well,
Oliver?
thanks.
I'm Oliver Preus. I'm a landscape architect, but probably notably known as a photographer and artist around Ocean Springs. And I'm originally from Cleveland, Mississippi, in the Delta, and I've been here a little over 9 years, working as a landscape architect and developing my skills as an artist through watercolor painting. Now I'm doing photography a lot more, but I guess I just know you guys from being involved in art community, and got to know Susannah from just being friends for
Yeah.
so many years here. And yeah, I don't know, I've been hanging around a lot over the years in Ocean Springs and really love being a part of the community. I'm not on as many boards and stuff as Susannah,
But you both are so active.
I
in
try
our
to stay
community.
involved in a lot of things, my
Yeah.
church, and
Yeah.
I've been involved with Young Life before, and a lot of
Local
other
creatives.
ministry stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
local creatives, absolutely, yeah.
Nice plug there. Sarah.
Not obvious at all, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big one that's really helped me kind of launch my art kind of career, I guess you could say. And
Preus Originals.
Preus Original is the name of my business. But yeah, it's been great to be part of local creatives and kind of help build that side business I have. So
Well, great. We are so excited that both of y'all are here. And Sarah and I were talking earlier, just this episode seems really fun for us because y'all are both around our age.
Yeah.
And so we just want to talk a little bit more about like us being in our 30s and being in this community, and like how do we continue to push Ocean Springs forward? I see us as the next generation. We're leaders in our community. So how do you think it's our job to like keep cultivating this sense of community in Ocean Springs? Susanna.
oh,
Yeah.
Boom.
I love that question. I think that's a cool way to put it too. I feel like we all know each other in a lot of different capacities, which is really cool. Like not just because we all work downtown, right? But from social settings or side hustles, weddings,
Interests.
friends, arts, interests.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's a really good question. How do we keep cultivating Ocean Springs? I think it takes people who can just kind of see past like your day to day 9 to 5 and think of it more of like a you know, there's a reason why all these people want to come to Ocean Springs and be a part of Ocean Springs. And it's because it is a real kind of like grassroots feel and
Yeah.
community. And so I think that's why we all are kind of drawn to the same things, because it's like we're constantly like, what's the next event we can get where like everybody's out and having a good time together?
Right. Yeah.
What's the next, you know, thing you can do at work or downtown? Just keep people involved all over the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because, right, it's not just about like having people our age together, but it's about like us getting just like other generations involved in everything too.
And they're just as worried about that as we are.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of amazing about this town. It used to be the town you go retire to, and now we're
Yeah.
so active. And you know what you were talking about, we're all creating experiences together.
Yeah.
And there's just all these different levels of experiences. We have our nightlife, and then we all have our careers, and then we find ways to collaborate in our careers. And then,
Right.
you know, there's this cultural center that now we can do all these great things with, and it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And you both have like this energy about you that you're easy to connect with. You're eager to start something or help someone. You're both are just genuinely good people, but down to earth, like
Thank you.
easy to relate to, and that's important. You know, it's nice to bring people together our age
Yeah.
who aren't competing.
Yeah.
You know, we're just like there to help each other. It feels amazing. Our community is it's a unique one in that way.
For sure.
I think especially in the art community, you know, we definitely try to help each other out. You know, I'm always like trading things with friends. Like, you know, I'll do some photography work if you'll help me like paint my house or or something, you know, like that. Just kind of, you know, the barter system.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
For
just
sure.
I
like,
love that
you know,
system.
stuff is expensive these days, and so we got to figure out ways to help each other out.
Oliver, you got to start dumpster diving. That's where it's at. telling you.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe what
Find some
people
good
throw
stuff
away.
in there, huh?
The materials we can use from art making. Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally did
I
that
guess I
for
gotta
this
try
play we just put on, Welcome to Wonderland. It just finished up this past weekend, and we dumpster dived in all the departments' dumpsters, like Public Works and Parks, and found all of our prop sets and everything. It's lessons we're teaching our youth here. You know?
Yeah.
dumpster diving.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You should try it.
Resourcefulness.
Look, I
that's
what
once
you have to-
found an IKEA chair in a dumpster that was in perfect condition. All I had to do was buy the new pad for it.
There you go.
I know.
New chair.
You never know what you're going to get. But
Okay, Forrest Gump.
anyways.
Life is like a dumpster. You never know what you're going to pull out of there.
Jeez. We're gonna start a whole lot of "that's what she said" jokes. That's what Oliver and I do. That's our connection. Oliver,
Besides the fact that we have the same birthday.
yeah, we always have to bring that up. I mean, we're not the same age.
I
but
did not know that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that either.
Yeah, we are an odd pairing of friends. We
What's your
definitely think-
sign?
oh, Cancer through and through.
Cancer.
We are
Yes,
ridden
I don't
with
know.
What's your sign,
cancer.
Susanna?
I'm a Leo.
Me too.
But hey, I'm pretty sure
I can see that.
Yeah.
that's like our other sign. There's like a moon and a sign.
Oh, I don't know.
Look,
I don't really keep up
We're
with
starting astrology classes here at the
Astrology.
Mary C, so we can start diving into all that fun stuff.
you go and just
You
like,
just
let me
relay back to
know
me.
Oh,
what
come on, guys. Be
Yeah.
fun. Well, Oliver, for just a second, I do want to say you have a show currently up right now in the local Creatives Gallery
right.
at the Mary C.
Yep.
It is your first photography show.
That's
You've
right.
put a really incredible collection together, and it's multiple series of your travels, and
Mhm.
you write as well on your travels to kind of document your time and sort of like, I don't know, your experience, but it's different. You focus on different topics. It's a story. It's also like
Yeah.
a journal.
Yeah, I mean, it's visual storytelling. It's one kind of term that I've heard called for that.
We
And
just
there's,
make up
like,
new mediums every
Then I've
day.
heard narrative photography, which
Oh,
is
I
another
like
one.
that.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
something
it.
like my dad would. He went to school for photography. My sister did too, and my mom is she taught English and writing for 25 years, and she's written a couple of books. And I mean, those kind of things just kind of are part of who I am, and you know, it's within my blood really to be able to do that stuff. And you know, I mean, I feel like I owe it to them to kind of carry those talents that they had, and I really enjoy doing that, which is, it's a fun thing for me to travel places and take take photos and write
You're
about it.
always someone I enjoy observing. Like, you're funny to me. You're
I'm
like
an odd guy.
You're like this character from a Western that planted
From a
himself
Western.
planted himself on the coast, and you just do your thing. You're not worried about nobody. You're gonna go travel. You're gonna take your photos. You're just kind of like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, but then suddenly you're just like in the middle of the dance floor dancing with everybody
That's right.
at night.
Yeah. Another thing I got from my dad is I can
dances.
dance fairly well. Yeah.
You do
Nice.
dance well.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh, you
I
need to
haven't
come.
seen all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
He's
on
fun to dance
random
with.
nights too. It's you never can predict when I'm gonna be hopping out there and dance floor.
Are you going to break out some dance moves at Feed the Need this year?
If I can't remember when is it. It's,
April 16th.
yeah,
a Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be
Great
there.
segue.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So Susannah,
Yeah.
you're the board president of the Lord is My
Yeah.
Help, and y'all do this great event called Feed the Need.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about
Yeah.
it. It's exciting.
It is. Yeah. So, and that is like we were saying, a community thing. The Feed the Need is my favorite day of the year. It is kind of like the definition of a community event, just like grassroots event in Ocean Springs.
Right.
This is our 9th annual Feed the Need. The first one, y'all, was in August.
Why?
Y'all learned a few
Outside
things, right?
in August.
At Government Street Grocery, like packed inside on, we all know the Government Street Grocery band stage, right? Like our live music in there. Everyone was like packed in there. The pictures are great. We're like so sweaty, like hot. We're like raising money. And then
That sounds
each
about right.
year, it just really like
grown a lot.
exponential growth each year.
Yeah.
Oliver got his dog Lucy
That's right.
at
I was
Feed the
just about
Need
to say
one year.
that,
Yeah. And now it's like we have so many community donors from all over downtown Ocean Springs, Chevron, Ingalls, all over just our county, period. And it's so neat because this was literally just a group of friends who were like, we heard the soup kitchen's almost out of money.
Yeah.
And like, what can we do? And it's our big and only like true fundraiser throughout the year. But what's been really incredible is that it just puts us on the radar for people all throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
So like I grew up in Ocean Springs and did not know about the Lord is My Help until I was out of college. And it is like a mile and a half from my parents' house,
Yeah.
and it's
Wild.
right downtown. So a lot of people just don't know about it, or if they do know about it, they might not know everything that we do. Food pantry, so emergency groceries for families to come in and get a haul of groceries, hot lunches, and Meals on Wheels, which is our biggest like arm of the service, where we deliver 120 meals to the homebound every day. And Feed the Need is just like the most fun event. It's just like,
It really is.
yeah, it's
And
just
so
so
at
great
the
time.
event, you guys sell fish.
Mhm.
You have bands.
Yeah.
So, what's the relationship like when you're pulling in bands? Is that
Yeah.
like funded? Is that something they offer in donation to you guys to the event?
Well, so Carrie Hudson, who's our headliner every year, has played every single year. And then the rest of our bands have kind of rotated in and out. We have Simone French again this year, who
She's
everybody
amazing.
loves.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Brooks Hubbard, who's done it before, and Royal Horses, who played with us last year. So
Perfect.
we try to keep new acts in.
Yeah.
We try to make sure we've got a mix of like,
Different genres.
Yeah, different genres. We always want
very
to have our ladies
impressive.
represented. We always think about
Ooh.
that. Yeah, we're like, no girls on the lineup. Like, that won't fly.
I
All right,
love
we
that.
got to mix it up.
Yeah. So, and these bands, though, they are really generous with us, and they like it
Very
too,
cool.
because it's just fun and it's relaxed, and it's just like, it's pretty low key as far as the planning goes. It's
Yeah.
just like our friends, we like sit around
So-
at a table.
Oh, go ahead.
Tell me how the Lord is My Help got connected
Yeah.
with Government Street Grocery. Like,
Right.
That, community with the business.
Yeah.
Like, how did that become a great
A
partnership?
partnership?
Yeah.
Like just really organically. It
Mhm.
was just
Because it's full of cool people.
that's
that work
perfect.
there.
Well,
It's
it's one of the
cool.
hubs,
So,
people migrate
The
there.
coolest
Yeah.
people work there.
And that's where I wasn't on one of the committee members our first year of Feed the Need. So I've been with it every other year, but just Pat and Rachel, who own the grocery, are just so down to earth and so nice. And So we started doing it there on a Sunday because they're closed on Sundays, and they were really nice to open up for us
Right.
on it. And they're just awesome people. Their whole staff works for free that day and
Wow.
donates
Oh,
their
wow.
tips to the Lord's My Help.
Oh, awesome.
And
wow.
I didn't
Pat
realize
and
that.
Rachel, yeah, I know it's awesome. And
So cool.
I know, and now they're open year round on Sundays.
Yeah.
After
Y'all started
like
that.
the good feedback of it. But yeah, they're so generous, and they have partnerships with all of like the different distributors and beer reps
Yeah.
and food and everything. And so it like works out really perfectly for us to use it there. And then all the businesses around them
Mhm.
are really nice and supportive too. So like we always talk to them and ask, let them know that we're using the parking
Right,
lot,
right.
and everybody's
People are
been
going to
really
be
nice.
overflowing.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
everywhere.
I just find it's just a great example of like the partnerships that happen in our
Yeah.
city organically.
Organically.
It's like not having to beg somebody to, be a part of
Yeah.
it
Go
and be
door to
helpful.
door. And
Yeah.
And it's so helpful that we know each other beyond the ask of what you need in that moment. You know, we
Yeah.
all spend time with each other randomly. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, and Susannah, you and I, we've been like, let's get a glass of wine
Yeah.
for like 5
years.
6 years.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't even matter because every time we see each other, it's like the most warm, embracing hug and like genuinely just happy for all you're doing and vice
Right.
versa. And like, we're just like supportive and, I love that you guys kind of came together as a group of friends and were
Yeah.
like, what can we do together to
Yeah.
enjoy our time and also do for others?
Yeah.
And I see that happening in different chunks of businesses throughout downtown. And that's something like I'm trying to figure out a way to connect into that and bring it over here to the Mary C.
Yeah.
Because I love seeing you guys. You're all very good people. I want your face in front of the people who are coming here to experience a holiday or an event.
Right.
So you work at the Hillier House.
Yeah.
You more than work at the Hillier House. Aren't you like the manager?
I am.
The main
The
manager.
manager.
The manager.
Yeah. So, you guys, you've got your team over there too.
Yeah.
Y'all are a family, a unit. Your boss, Paige Riley, is
Yeah.
family to you. She's an incredible icon in Ocean Springs and probably a really great mentor for you.
Oh yeah.
And all of us. I mean, gosh, like I barely know Paige, and every time I see her, she just fills me up. I'm just like,
She is so much love.
I'm like,
All the time.
thank you. She's like, thanks for all you're doing for our community. I'm like, thank you for
Thank
just caring right now in this moment,
Yeah.
But last week was 2 years for me in this position, and I've finally,
Wow.
gotten through
Can't
this
believe
hurdle
it's
of
been 2 years.
I don't know how it went that fast, but it's like finally got through this hurdle of like getting the business model and getting the doors open and getting people invested, and now I get to actually do like the part that's actually my job, outreach
Yeah.
to connect with other people and start collaborating even more. So, I just reached out to Matt Stebley about doing tattoos for the kids at the Easter egg hunt. We'll see if he
Oh,
comes
that's
through.
awesome.
That would be amazing. But it's just like, we have a culture here that we are all creating, and it's different. It's not super traditional, like it would be kind of normal to see Matt Stebley there putting on fake tattoos for
Yeah.
kids at the Easter egg
That's
hunt.
what's great about Ocean Springs. Is
Yeah.
It's kind of funky in a
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Do y'all remember when he did a live tattoo
Yeah.
at the Walter
At
Anderson
WAMA,
Museum?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In the
That was crazy.
underneath the boat in the
See, that's happening at our museums.
yeah.
That's amazing. So through the Hillier House
Yeah.
and all the artists you meet and all the what is it called when you guys go out and like to market or to get artists? What is that called? When you
Ooh.
go and travel and you find artists, what is that called?
I
There's
guess
like
you were gonna. I don't know what you would call that. We should call it going to market.
that's what it's called?
Yeah, we just
Oh,
say we're going
yeah.
to market.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to market,
Scoping out some artists.
that seems like that would be like my favorite part of your
Oh,
job
it's
if
so
I had your
cool.
job. But see, you're not just running a store. You're pulling culture right into our
Yeah.
town,
Mhm.
and you're doing it alongside Paige. Can you talk to us about that for a
Yeah.
little bit?
I know it. Even Oliver's been connected with Paige for
That's
a
right,
really long
yeah.
time. Whenever I started working at Hillier House, like Paige and Oliver already knew each other.
Yeah, she started like hounding me about getting some of my artwork in there.
Yeah.
I'd barely done any at that point.
Yeah.
And she was asking me to put some
You
some
still need
pieces
to
in.
put pieces in there.
I've got some in
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Oh,
but
you do? Okay. Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're selling.
Somebody bought the
Yeah.
roost yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
Who was staying
okay.
at the roost. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I
it's
love
like,
that.
So
I know.
Nice.
yeah, but it's great that we made that connection and over those years and
Yeah.
she's able to sell some of my work too. So
Definitely. Well, Paige is really, really, really supportive of young people, just young,
Mhm.
emerging artists, new
Yeah.
she
artists.
sees that.
Yeah.
So
we're
we're about
talking
to
about.
be out of her realm of support,
No,
guys.
no,
That's
no.
weird.
No.
We're, y'all are
We're
aren't
still-
y'all all older than me.
Yeah, that's right.
How many weeks?
Look, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
Susanna, how old are
I
you?
just turned 30. Well,
Oh,
I
okay.
turned 30 in
Baby.
July. Such a lie. It's almost been a year. So
It's
I
all
should say.
been a year.
You're like, I'm
But-
barely
Happy
out of my
anniversary.
20s.
Yeah. But Paige really, I think that speaks to her being in business for 53 years. Is that
Yeah.
like you don't stay in business and you don't stay fresh unless like you are just constantly moving and looking for new things. So like good examples, we went to market in Philadelphia in February, and this American handcraft market that's been around since the 80s, that you had gotten smaller and it's having a resurgence again. It's getting pretty big again. And they had this award ceremony. And a lot of the people we were talking to were like, oh, I'm not going to the award ceremony. Like, no, whatever. And we were like, we got to go to the award ceremony. We're like walking around hyping up the award ceremony. We're like, y'all going tonight? Like, y'all going to be at the award ceremony? Because
We're gonna be there.
we're going to be there. And,
You're still cool. You're still
yeah,
cool.
there are 3 of these new artists that we're carrying, all like young, cool women. We're like, this is their first show. And like, they're going to be
yeah.
at the award ceremony. And just like,
Putting
your
importance
veterans
back into
are
it.
so important. Your veteran artists, all of that, but your new emerging ones are so important too. And it's like you can mix all of them together. You just like have to be excited and like have fun and make everybody feel everybody's really important to us. Like
Yeah.
our brand new artists, some of our artists have been in business for 53 years, as long as we have. And it's like it takes every facet of that, to keep things fresh and moving. And that's what the customers really love to hear about it. People like to hear, like, one of the women who works for us, a young woman who's in grad school, also makes jewelry. And when they hear that, they're like, oh, she's in grad school and she works here and she collects these like oyster shells. You're like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing art is a lot of work.
Right? And,
Yeah.
typically a lot of artists are having to do other things
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I
Amazing.
have a full-time job, and
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, I'm doing this art stuff, but I've got a real job, and most artists do, and it's because making a living from art is pretty tough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
but
for the
your
faint of
job-
heart.
Your job is also tightening your art skills.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
my job is designing and drawing a lot, so it's very much tied together in a way. And
I honestly feel bad for people who have one job and one duty, and their whole day is so monotonous.
What are you doing?
I'm like,
None
I
of
mean,
us can relate.
all of us have something outside of our job,
Yeah.
And our job, I mean, I think we all chose pretty wisely. We're clearly doing something we're good at, or we can feel fulfilled in, or
Yep.
all of those things. So
Well, I just want to go back a little bit, not to keep talking about Paige, but
Yeah.
when I was here for the city for the first time, Paige is always it's just an attraction, right?
Definitely.
So, you come in, and then she figured out I was getting married, so I had to register at the Hillier House. And then she found out that I own a wedding visit. She's like, you've got to put some cards in here, and so I could tell these brides about you. And I'm like, you don't even know if I'm good at it. But I think not only it's her investing into this town and the people that surrounding it, and so it's Hillier House investing in this town. So tell us a little bit about how you see yourselves investing back into Ocean Springs to get a bigger outcome out of it.
Well, let me say too, I feel so lucky bringing Paige back up because I am so fortunate that I have a job where I can do the Lure is My Help and be the
Right.
board president there and sit on other boards. and plan these events and stuff because, you know, like not everyone has that
Yeah.
She
kind
supports
of
your passion.
workspace. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
supports it, and she believes fully in it all just coming back. You know,
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Full
It's
circle.
like,
Exactly.
you know, Hillier House helps the Lawyers May Help, and Lawyers May Help helps this, and
Right.
Oliver and Sarah and Raven, and we're all like
Yeah.
connected. And then, yeah, it pays off in one way or the other. A lot
Yeah,
of times
exactly.
in ways you don't realize
Right.
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
gonna come
for
back
sure.
and help you.
I mean, I guess for me, like with at least with my art, like I love to capture places around town and some of the events that are going on, like Feed the
Yeah.
Need, and taking photographs of artists. And if I get a chance to paint something, like in the book that I did a few years ago, the Ocean Springs book, just like capturing these places, these iconic places around town.
You
And
did not a still life. You painted from life for our Christmas tree lighting.
yeah,
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 yeah.
li-
So
like
we
live,
have that
live
right here.
painting.
We
yeah.
use as a Christmas card.
Yeah,
Yes, for
yeah.
the- for
So
the
stuff like
videos.
that, just
Brilliant.
and photographing local bands and getting posting those and tagging them and trying to promote them as well, just to share.
Give a little before you get a little.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I like seeing other artists succeed and especially musicians and just other businesses do well around here, because that's how we all do well, is when the community as a
Yeah.
whole does well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and people just like to hear about it too. I mean, I spend a lot of time talking to people who are downtown, right? Just like
Yeah.
we talk about not just about the store, but we have a lot of people who come here to Ocean Springs to visit.
Yep.
Day trips,
Snowbirds, big time.
snowbirds, yeah,
Right,
girls trips, like
Yep.
whatever
This
state
is the
you
new
name it.
Nashville of the coast,
Oh,
basically
for
now.
sure.
Yeah. And they like to hear about other stuff too. Like they want to hear about what's in the store and they want to hear about our artists, but like they want to hear about what's at the Mary C and the Christmas tree lighting. And they
Right.
want to hear about,
Our community.
they want to hear
There-
about the community.
People fall in love with our community. when
Oh,
they
for
come here.
sure.
I'm the same way. Like when people come here, they always have a story about how they've interacted or been a part of the Mary C.
Yeah.
Whether they went to school here or whatever in the last 12 years since it was a cultural arts center. We get a lot of tourists from out of town as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
And this building is a design that you will see in other towns, like in the Delta. I'm
Mhm.
thinking
Oh,
it's
yeah.
green
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
wood.
Yeah.
It's the same
Starkville
building.
has a very similar
Yeah.
building as well.
I love this building.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously there's things here in Ocean Springs that are connecting to people outside of our region.
Mhm.
And I swear we have the same conversations almost every day, but it's still enlightening because
Yeah.
you're connecting, and that's
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of part of our jobs,
Right.
So,
For sure.
so
So a fun fact. I like questions that are like, I want to know more about you and
Yes.
whatnot. So what is your favorite thing to do in Ocean Springs? I'm not gonna lie. I come to work and I see Susannah just running.
I was about to say, I was like, probably running. Oh, my favorite thing to do in Ocean Springs, I do love to run in
good
Ocean
scenery.
Springs by the Mary C every day.
I'm
People,
okay with this.
yeah, the beach. I love going to our
Yep.
beach and walking on the beach and running, not in the sand, but on the beach. And-
Not on the sand.
I like to see people
But-
taking advantage of what we have here.
Oh, yeah,
the
for sure.
islands, the scenery, the landscaped homes in
Yeah.
all the neighborhoods, the downtown area. I mean, it's pretty freaking ideal
Oh,
for
yeah.
all of us at our age.
I
Yeah.
agree.
What
Yeah.
about you,
I
Oliver?
love riding my bike. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't run as much these days, but I really love riding my bike around, and I also love going to see live music. That's
Yes.
Oh, that's a
one of
big
my
one.
favorite things is catching a good band downtown somewhere. And the great thing is you can walk all over downtown
Yeah.
and go
and
from one
run
place to the
into
other.
a group of friends no
And
matter
run into
where you
somebody.
go.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
mean,
find someone you know.
It's great because like Saturday night I just went down to one of the bars and grabbed a drink and ran into friends I knew and started hanging out with them.
Yeah.
It's just like that's the great thing about a town like this is you can always run into a friend. And
Yeah.
I love that y'all both said, you running and you riding your bike. I was having a conversation with somebody in the city and we were like, well, we don't have this like big attraction that
Mhm.
people come to Ocean
Yeah.
Springs for. So like, what is our thing, and it's really like our ecotourism. So
Yeah.
it's running on the beach, it's having a walkable downtown, it's
Right.
riding your bike, it's
Kayaking,
kayaking. It's
Yeah.
and I
National
love
camping on the
to
islands.
watch people enjoy that, and
Yeah.
that is what attracts people to our town.
Oh yeah, I love to see whenever the beach is just like packed with people.
Packed.
It makes me so happy. I'm like this time of year when people are just like sitting.
The
like,
drum
just sit.
circle that
The
happens
drum
Saturday
circle.
night.
Guys, do you remember
I've never
last
been to
year
the drum circle.
Me
when
either.
when they started putting beds out on the beach? Do you guys
Yeah.
remember that?
Beds? I don't
Yeah.
It was like cabanas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
I guess
yes,
I
yes,
missed that.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And there was like
yeah.
white linen and
Yes.
Queen size
I
beds
forgot about that.
out on Front Beach.
Man.
Yeah.
I was
They
like-
had charcuterie
it's like,
board.
man, we're getting bougie here.
Yeah, I
Yep,
totally
and then we
missed
sent
that.
them to Biloxi.
Yeah, right.
So I have a
Right.
question, you guys. So we're all kind of outgoing, let's be honest, right? So if you weren't, or maybe you just moved here and you're around our age, how would you advise someone to connect to our community? Like, where would you even start?
Government Street Grocery.
Government Street Grocery. That's a great place.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Look, we have talked about Government Street Grocery on every episode.
Every-
I want them to know this. And I also just ate there today.
Oh.
I love the
thing.
promotion of walking.
Yeah.
I work at the Mary C, so every day if I go to lunch or I go market or I go visit Raven at City Hall, I walk. I
Yeah.
walk. And it's amazing. And I love the idea of all the development that's about to happen on the beach.
Yeah.
You could probably give more insight into
About so the Front Beach Event Center and Marina.
Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be the old Fayard Seafood Factory. We tore down the structure, the pee poo 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 structure. And
I
so
kind of love that thing, though. It was kind of
mean,
iconic.
Yeah, it was a total
did you take
liability.
a picture of it?
Oh, I have a few pictures. I got, I think, a painting or two of it, too.
Good. Well,
so,
you can remember it.
So
Yeah.
you can print it and
Yeah,
sell
it was
Yeah.
it was,
So
it
at
was
the Mary
hazardous
Look.
for sure, though.
I grew up on Jackson Avenue,
Uh-huh.
at the foot of the street.
Yeah.
was
Right.
this seafood company, and I can still remember when the shrimp trucks would drive by and the water would come out the back of the shrimp truck,
Oh,
and this really distinct
Mm.
smell of
Oh.
shrimp factory.
You're like home.
Yeah, I can still remember what you can look out the window and see the truck go by.
you
but-
smell it coming by. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
no, exactly.
Well, I lived next to chicken farms growing up,
Oh,
so
yeah?
That's
That's a whole
shrimp,
other
chicken.
ball.
I don't know. It could be kind of similar.
But it's cool to
yeah.
see stuff happen.
Yeah, so the collective's happening. We're doing this Front Beach Event Center and Marina, and then the city has decided to really invest in the stage at Fort Maurepas,
Yeah.
and so we will kick off Friday night at the Fort in
Oh,
April
sweet.
again. And so bringing in bands, just really low key, something really for our residents.
Right.
We are a tourist town, but we don't want to forget our residents and our families that live
Mhm.
here that just want to enjoy some music. So perfect scenery, the
Yeah,
fort
absolutely.
with Front Beach and the bridge and the sunset. Oliver can come take some pictures.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm real excited.
That's
And I
exciting.
think that it attracts people, our age and younger, not only to live here, but to enjoy being here and,
Feel they can come out and participate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's something relatable,
right.
and it's
And it's
not
real
just
low-key.
a party. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's not
Ride
in a
your
bar.
golf cart down.
Ride your golf cart.
Just chill, walk, ride your bike.
My
Yep.
aunt lives in
hang out with
Chicago,
guys, your
and she
dog.
is all
I'm
about
just
the
kidding.
golf carts here.
Oh, really?
Every
You
time.
She's like, "Do you have a golf cart?"
I don't have a
Okay.
golf cart, but she comes back, she comes and visits, and she's like, can we go get a golf cart in Ocean Springs?
Oh.
And I'm like, sure.
One of these days, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. Colin and I keep buying tickets for the Wham Up.
Oh,
golf
yeah.
cart
Oh,
raffle.
Oh man, you deserve that.
I'm
man.
like, I don't know. I'm like, this is our shot.
This is the
Yeah,
time.
I thought this year was my year. I really,
I really thought I was gonna win it. I feel like that every
y'all
time. I
bought,
buy
y'all bought a
raffle
bunch of
ticket. I'm
tickets,
like,
didn't you?
it's
I only
me.
bought like one.
Oliver.
The person who won the first year won from buying one ticket.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Wow.
It's possible.
That's how I feel about when I buy tickets for the St. Jude home. I'm like, one ticket. This-
Yeah.
I got it.
I
I,
know.
feel it.
Hey, that's all it
It's
takes.
It's
I
all
mean,
it
It's just
takes.
one ticket. I love raffles. Raffles are just exhilarating for that reason.
You guys, this is such a special table right now. We're bringing city art and culture together, and it's very fluid. It's not this division of a very clear division between all of us, and I love that.
I mean, there's a table between us.
No, but it's round. We're together.
It's
We're
round.
together.
Well,
all the
in
time.
like our signs are all mixed together. It's like Leo, Cancer, Leo,
Yeah.
Cancer. You know, So
We
it's
have
good
to
do.
figure this out. The point of our podcast, though, is we're always having these conversations that sort of encapsulate the bigger picture. So it's like we're all kind of on these missions, have these goals, have these things in mind that we want to do for ourselves, our group, whatever that is, our art group or, our business or whatever. And then, ultimately like for the community. And so we're all talking the same way, maybe speaking a little bit of a different language, but similar goals. And normally Raven and I are, the younger ones in the group talking, and they're just like, yeah, shut up with your liberal, thoughts, and they're like, you're cute, but Raven, she's got this stance about her. They listen to Raven,
It's the sound of my voice.
She's Mayor Nettles, but it's just sort of like you kind of do a little bit feel that division. And it might be an age thing, or it might be that, they have more competence or knowledge of something, and, we're kind of eager and learning. And, I don't really know. But today feels balanced. It feels like we're on the same level of connecting, and almost like we have the same language today for the first time.
Just
you
vibing.
know? We are vibing. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
That's
I think we
all those
might.
words.
I think we're not in that age group where we can say the vibe.
I know,
Are
but
we
we're,
too old?
no,
I mean,
Good
first
vibes
of all,
only.
you just got into your 30s.
Right.
we're only 2 years in. It's Oliver. He's the old
Oh,
one.
I'm the old one.
You're
Yeah,
the old
sorry.
one, so you can't use the word vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no cap.
you're still cool.
I don't think that one's cool
I
anymore.
can't.
I don't think
think
people.
I just ruined. I ruined the vibe.
Ruined.
That was a classic Oliver.
I'm trying so hard not to chew this ice into this microphone.
Oh yeah.
Why did I
I'm
just do
pretty
that?
sure I did it earlier. I don't know.
It's interesting though, like the different perspectives of age groups. That makes me think of like our board for the Lord is my help. So I'm our youngest board member. Some of our board members have been board members for like 13 plus years. And it's kind of funny because like every now and then when we'll be talking about something, they'll have the reason for why. They'll be like, well, we tried that like
Oh, yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And oh yeah, this is what happened last time we tried that.
That,
And
did,
so-
that didn't
and
work
you're like,
10
oh, I'm
years
really
ago.
glad I got to hear that
Yeah,
perspective
for
because
sure.
then you can take that and figure out what you want to do
Yeah.
and how you can do it
Well,
differently
maybe we
instead
can
of
make it
just
work,
repeating.
but just
Let's
do it
tweak it.
differently this
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, the
Exactly.
resources now that we
Right.
didn't have 10
Yeah.
years ago. Or,
Right.
So,
And businesses that have developed
yeah, that
for
too.
our needs, which
Yeah.
are completely ridiculous these days. But, sometimes you need a 22-foot slide. You never know.
Raven, how long have you worked for the city?
So this time around, about a year and a half, I think I'm at.
Right.
But I did work, previously under another administration. And I worked for the city of Pascagoula for a while. So like government has just been like delved into my brain
Yeah.
very,
Mayor Nettles sounds.
Yeah, she is Mayor
I don't
Nettles.
know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a mayor. I just want to tell the mayor what to do.
There you go.
You're very good at it.
That's a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
Woman behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, Kenny and I, we talk to a lot of people about different things. But we always want to know people's perspective and kind of how they view the city, especially those people that live here or work here. What would you like to see the city do as far as growth? Like if you're like, oh, there's just if they would just do this, Ocean Springs would just be great.
Oh man.
Ooh.
It's so
I have
funny how
no
quiet
idea.
you guys are right now. You know how many
Okay.
people would want to answer that question? Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't know.
I would love to see as like walkable and nice as our downtown is, like more bike friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
More even more pedestrian friendly.
Yeah.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
like bike lanes more. And I know Osprey, y'all know that
Yeah.
group. They've
Yeah.
done so much.
Mhm.
And so credit to them, but just more of that. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
to make it more walk friendly and just to keep playing up ecotourism, I feel like
Yeah.
would be such a big thing
Mhm.
for our city. And I just think to keep our city looking beautiful, like just and I mean in a nature way,
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
flowers and
Yeah.
Right.
that,
Right.
just But yeah, for me, it would be even more walking, more biking,
More
pedestrian
flowers.
thing, more flowers.
Paige texts me all the time about flowers. It's like, we need some
I
more
know.
flowers downtown.
Look.
Yes, ma'am.
I went to Ireland this summer, which was really cool, but I loved in all of their downtowns, there are so many flowers. It was unreal. Just like on every single door front apartment and that was beautiful. So I was like, oh yeah, let's bring this vision back.
Yeah. What about you, Oliver?
Oh,
What's
man.
that one
I
thing?
mean, I would really have to agree with Suze on this. Like the ecotourism stuff is,
Mhm.
I mean, that's a big thing for me. Bike lanes is, I mean, it's hard. It's hard too because I see Ocean Springs how it was developed. Like it's an old town. It's
Yeah.
narrow streets, close lots, and so it's hard to do that type of stuff when you have such a limited like right of way
Yeah.
available for bike lanes and stuff. But I feel like there's got to be some sort of way to work that out. I mean, and there's also natural areas throughout the town where there could be like a bike trail, through a wooded area that there's no development on because it's a wetland or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing stuff like that would that could be promoted and like they have the longleaf trace in Hattiesburg and like have something like that kind of that could be marketed as
Right.
like a cycling location and I think that stuff is on the way, like it's happening.
Yeah.
I remember there was a big trails project. I don't know the company that did it, but they worked with the whole county on doing bike trails and walking trails and all kind of stuff. So stuff like that is happening. It's just it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But uh, obviously landscaping is but we're very fortunate to have these old growth oaks and
Yeah.
around here, and that's something that a lot of towns don't can't boast.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty special thing that Ocean Springs has.
Absolutely. Well, Raven, I'm interested to know your answer to that question.
Yeah.
I think, as I've been thinking, the ecotourism is I think that's our big moneymaker here. And I do, I love our downtown, love the beach, but I definitely want to figure out how to highlight the rest of our city. So like, you talk about this trail. So how could we create this bike trail or this trace that goes from one side of the city to the other and kind of hit those spots? 12 Oaks. Jesse was like, I didn't even know this was out there. And I was like, yeah. Like, how many people are we directing to go look at those oaks down there? So like finding those pockets in our town where people can easily maneuver and kind of see, we have some great assets here. The Gulf Coast Research Lab, the National Park Service, like it just, our hospital's great. Like it's just, there's areas all around our city that we could really play up on more if we just drive that ecotourism.
Some beautiful trails behind the middle school. Old Spanish Trail, maybe that's where all that needs to happen because you can branch off to all those places and you go all the way to 57.
One thing that I should have thought of, but like there's not really a lot of like rental housing or like places for young professionals, young adults to like rent houses or apartments. There's not a lot of places like that.
That's a good
in town. I mean, you really got to look outside of town or in other cities to find an apartment or
totally
a house to rent because it's as Ocean Springs becomes more popular, people want to buy real estate, and that's great. That's how towns thrive. But I think if there's some sort of way we can have more multifamily development that is affordable around here. I think that would certainly help the city grow.
Yeah, because I think we want young professionals here, but the young professionals want this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think too, when we're talking about the ecotourism, that's a little further out. When we say further out, we mean like 2 miles. It's
Yeah.
actually close. So like, if people realize like there's all of this awesome stuff happening
Within reach.
it's
Mhm.
not so important to be 2 streets from downtown.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
because there
right.
is so much more.
That's a great point.
Even though we love downtown, you know, there is a lot more, and yeah, affordable housing for all those
Yeah, because
young
it's
people.
already so walkable. I mean,
Right, exactly.
that would make it even better. So.
Well, you guys, I think we are about ready to wrap up.
Oh,
This has been fun, right?
I hope you had a good
Yeah.
time.
It's
Yeah.
Great
easier
chat.
than you'd expect, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was pretty like, this is gonna be a fun crew to talk to.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, I didn't know
so-
you were coming until
I
like
know.
a
Surprise.
little while ago.
Surprise! I just found out
Best
that we'd
friends?
be here
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So, to wrap up, do you guys have anything on your mind that you want to just get out before we're over? Before we're done?
Come see my show here at the Mary C.
Oh, and come to Feed the Need.
And
Yeah.
Come
to
see
Feed the
Oliver's
Need. Yeah.
show.
Okay, Feed the
And
Need
come
is
to
what
Feed the Need.
day?
Sunday, April 16th from 11 to 7.
And what do you need to bring? $5?
Okay, so tickets are $20.
$20?
And so that's for,
inflation.
that's for live music all day, a plate of food, locally donated fish and shrimp,
Ooh.
and it's all cooked at the grocery. It's really good. And then we have a kids section with like inflatable kids
I'm gonna
PlayStation.
bring Benjamin.
You should,
Yeah.
yes.
I want a t-shirt too.
It's really fun. Yeah,
It's been $20 for several years. So.
it was 15 until last year was the
Oh,
first year
okay.
with inflation
I was
that we
thinking
bumped
it
it
was-
up.
I thought it was.
Inflation.
the
And
same.
y'all,
Yeah.
it was a big deal. We've talked
Yeah.
about it so many times. We're like, dude, we raised the tickets $5.
Uh,
And then we have raffle baskets with a lot of. We'll have bikes raffle.
wow.
Are the
Oh,
dog,
fun.
I
they're
need a
having
new bike.
pets.
We're not gonna. We don't know about the pets this year. Sometimes the Humane Society sets up.
What about like children?
Well, I might end up with
I
another
don't wanna
dog,
get
so
it.
that's
Yeah.
probably.
That's probably a good
Maybe a
idea.
cat this time.
No.
But you can get tickets online, or you can buy them at Hillier House or Government Street Grocery or Eat Drink Love. So you know,
Oh,
lots
perfect.
of spots to get them.
Perfect. And then Oliver, your show it runs through May,
Through May. Yep.
so plenty of time to come check it out. It's
and
beautiful.
buy some stuff.
Yes,
Just saying. Yeah.
It's
I've already picked out mine.
great price.
Mine.
Yeah, and you should see Brent Funderburk's
exhibition.
galleries as well. He's got some really incredible work.
He has a massive selection in there.
Yeah,
Of
it's absolutely
watercolors, charcoal, acrylics that look like oils. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a master. But you know what? You're really great too.
You're really great
Aw.
too.
Yeah. I'm
You're
working on
honored.
some stuff from my trip that I took a road trip out to the Grand Canyon a few weeks ago, and I've got some film back recently, and trying to write about it, and so yeah, it's just a lot to.
I already
Awesome.
told you we're gonna have
Compass.
your book launch here as soon
Yeah,
as you
whenever,
Let's go.
yeah, probably
you're gonna
in
pull
20
it's
years.
gonna be a collection
20
of my travel stories or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a ways off.
It better not be 20 years.
Ooh.
I may not be here anymore.
Well, we thank y'all for being here. I think this was really fun.
It was.
I think,
Was a really good time.
yeah, it was real fun. So
Yeah.
if you see them around, say hi to them, buy some art, run, bike.
Yes. Run away from them.
Keep up with Susannah.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having us.
Thank y'all.
I'm Sarah,
And I'm Raven.
and this
This
is
is
City
City
Culture.
Culture.